Another week of football in the books, thus it's time for another edition of our NFL Power Rankings. Let's jump right into it at number 10 with the Ravens. Baltimore had a bye this last weekend, but they sit at 5-2 with Lamar Jackson playing his best football. He's been able to get the job done on the ground and through the air, and it's led to the Ravens averaging almost 31 points per game, which is the most in franchise history. Checking in at number 9 is the Chiefs. Kansas City lost to the Packers in prime time on Sunday night, their third loss of the season. And interestingly enough, all 3 of their defeats this year have come at home. Obviously, the sooner Patrick Mahomes can return, the better. KC's prolific quarterback was still sidelined on Sunday due to his knee injury. However, backup Matt Moore performed very well against Green Bay. He completed 24 of 36 passes for 267 yards and 2 touchdowns in the loss. At number 8 is the Texans. Good news and bad news for Houston. The good news is they got back in the win column on Sunday with the last-minute victory over the Raiders. The bad news is they lost their best defensive player in J.J. Watt. The defensive end suffered a torn pectoral muscle that will sideline him for the rest of the season. Time will tell if Deshaun Watson can continue to produce magic like he did on Sunday to keep the Texans as top-tier contenders. And number 7 is the Cowboys. Dallas exits their bye week with no shortage of momentum. Jason Garrett and company blew the doors off the Eagles the last time out. Ezekiel Elliott now has more than 140 yards from scrimmage in consecutive games. The Cowboys return to action on Monday night against the Giants, and they do so with some new help on defense. Dallas traded for Michael Bennett last week, who should bring some more depth to their defensive line. Now to number 6, the Seahawks. It wasn't always pretty on Sunday, but Seattle got the bounce-back win it very much needed, prevailing 27-20 over the reeling Falcons. Russell Wilson has shined all season, but one potential weakness for the Hawks is their defense. Matt Ryan was on the sideline with an ankle injury on Sunday, but backup Matt Schaub led the Atlanta offense to more than 500 total yards in the loss. Minnesota took care of business against the Redskins on Thursday night to pick up their 4th straight win. They can thank Dalvin Cook a lot for that. He piled up 171 yards of total offense and had the game's only touchdown. Cook's also currently the league's leader in scrimmage yards. We should learn a lot more about the Vikes in the coming weeks, with road matchups against the Chiefs and Cowboys on tap. To number 4, we have the Packers. Green Bay defeated the Chiefs in primetime on Sunday night, as the duo of Aaron Rodgers and first-year head coach Matt LaFleur continues to impress, as does dual-threat running back Aaron Jones. Number 3 is the Saints. Teddy Bridgewater carried the torch perfectly for several weeks, but Drew Brees finally made his triumphant return on Sunday, and he did so in spectacular fashion. The New Orleans offense racked up more than 500 yards of offense in a 31-9 win over the Cardinals. Not coincidentally, the Saints' only other 500-plus yard game came in Week 1, the only other game that Brees started this season. Number 2 is the 49ers. San Francisco absolutely dominated the red-hot Panthers on both sides of the ball this Sunday. Tevin Coleman had 4 touchdowns in perhaps his best game of his career, and Nick Bosa is now looking like a Defensive Player of the Year candidate, let alone Rookie of the Year. He finished with 3 sacks and an interception. The Niners remain one of 2 unbeaten teams in the entire league. And at number 1, no surprise here, the Patriots. New England is halfway home to that perfect regular season. The victory against the Browns on Sunday marks 300 career wins for head coach Bill Belichick. The schedule does get a little tougher for the Pats in the coming weeks, and 3 of their next 4 games are on the road. Time will tell if New England can continue their league-leading dominance.